That was bigger than I thought.
Okay guys, so I'm on my lunch break here at the beach. What's the best thing you can do to enjoy the beach even further? You bring some comic books. That's right. Today, here at Emmawood State Park Beach in Ventura, California, I want to talk to you guys about the Longshot miniseries. This was a 6-issue miniseries that came out in '85. Now remember, recently we did the video about Bill Sienkiewicz's Dune, 1985. I'm telling you, 1985, those mid-'80s was like some of the best comics. The Shadow, Dune, Longshot, all the DC stuff, Watchmen, all that stuff. I'm telling you, '85 was like a great year. So let's talk a little bit about Art Adams, because for me, this is what put him on the map. This is what was really that element of, here's a new guy, he's hot, he's great. He's not of the John Byrne school, kind of the older 70s, 80s artist. This is like a young guy, young talent. His style is a little different. You can see some qualities of Image in here. You could see a little bit of like, Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, those guys. They're all kind of using a little bit of the same style. This is before Art Adams really became what he is today, or what he was the last 20 years. So it's still young Art Adams, but it's definitely very good. And so today at the beach, we're gonna talk a little about Longshot, and then we'll do a little deep dive. We'll look at the art and everything like that. Hopefully you guys can hear me good, because the sound of the beach, I'm not sure how it's gonna play, so we'll find out. But let's go. Let's talk about Longshot. Boom.
Are you ready?
Hey guys, welcome to the Art of Comics. Here we are in my humble estate in Ventura, California, the United States of America. Also known as, I don't know what time this is going out, so I don't know if we've had the election or not. It's just crazy. So, as of recording, this is October the 3rd. The family's away for the day, so I am recording some videos. I want to talk about Longshot because this is one of those pivotal books that I think really starts to clue us in onto how the late 80s, 90s go. We have superstar, up-and-comer Arthur Adams, and also, actually, I didn't notice it until I looked at this again, but Whilce Portacio is inking. Because I don't have the pencils before me, comparing that to the inks, it's hard to know what is Whilce and what is Art. So we're going to have to just say they're both. But definitely there's elements to this that I think, oh, this looks like this is Whilce Portacio doing it, because it looks so familiar to what he later did in X-Men, in Uncanny X-Men, a couple years from now, like 3 years from now. So if you remember, Whilce Portacio replaced Jim Lee on the book Uncanny X-Men once Jim Lee left. And then Whilce actually went to Image to do his comic Wet Works for a little while, until he had some family tragedies and he had to leave. And so that book never really took off. But I considered at the time Whilce Portacio one of the best. He was up there. Filipino guy, really sweet. I was at a comic convention next to him. His booth was next to mine, and we chatted a lot, him and his family. Very sweet guy. Okay. And Art Adams, this is the book that really kind of put him on the map, as I mentioned before. So we're just going to go through 4 and 6, but it's a 6-issue miniseries. It's also, I need to make sure I state, it's all written by Ann Nocenti. And I don't know much about her. I apologize for that. Basically, it's a fish out of water story. It's, Longshot coming into Earth from his Mojo planet and trying to discover what this is all about, while at the same time Mojo and Spiral coming after him. And if you just look at the level of the first thing I noticed was, holy crap, there's a lot of lines and detail in here. they are putting it. This, you don't see this so much in modern comics. A lot of times you'll see like you'll just have a panel, right? And they won't do all this detail. So I kind of appreciated that. I appreciated the fact that they got a lot of freaking lines on these books. Man, some of this really looks like Portesio. I like these, like, you know, dreamlike, you know, fantasy images here, and then we got the kids. The kids are great. This whole thing with the costuming of the kids and their little, like, you know, vehicle they play in. This all is gold. Really like it. This whole way of doing shadows and showing this kind of value was really common in the 80s and 90s. We see a lot of that. But this here, this looks like it could be Will's. I mean, this finger, this looks like, you know, Todd McFarlane. And so the art team, I'm just going to call them the art teams. I'm not sure which one did it. But a lot of this stuff reminds me of a McFarlane. And I wonder if that was kind of like the style that art started with. Because that's what I'm getting the impression of, is that he was kind of like a bit of a McFarlane devotee or mimic here. At least that's what this book has given me, you know, a little bit of that. But I love the highlights of the leather, the black leather. And I noticed that sometimes they, you know, usually you do black highlights with blue, but him it's white. And I find that kind of another like distinguisher. It's kind of a fun thing. But I love his character. Longshot's great. I mean, his power's the luck, right? That and like women find him attractive. So it's like he's a hot dude. The chicks dig him, and he's lucky. And of course, She-Hulk's in this, and She-Hulk is great. And the inking on hers is just great. This is great. Look at that great line work. The muscles on her legs are really great. This stuff here. So this is great stuff that Art's doing. And you think about the future work he did. He had a great sense of anatomy. We really see that in her particularly. Him, somewhat, not so much though. His faces, that's not really anatomically right, but that's okay. He's an alien, so maybe that works. But look at this. You look at this stuff here. This is great female work at this scale too. And then you have, I don't know who did the designs for Mojo, but I think his character design is great. I think it's like a classic, you know, and there's this strange little relationships, kind of a feminine repertoire that he has with his little helper guy. And it's kind of a strange little, like, weird relationship. But look at this panel. Isn't that great? You got to remember, this is 85. So this is before Image. This is before you know, X-Force and Liefeld and McFarlane X-Men. Now, McFarlane was doing Spider-Man, but that was it. Yeah, great stuff. This was, I think, 85 was probably Mark Straczynski was doing X-Men, I think. I would probably guess. I also like Spiral's costume. I think she's really cool. She does these dances. She did this little dance, and then she'll like teleport to the different dimensions. It's kind of fun. Here's that battle again. Great leg muscles. And I always loved these. I could never do these, but I love these little like movements, you know, drawings in between these movements. They're just really fun. And it's just a really cool way to like not only color it differently, but just the way they put the lines in to kind of show that action and movement. This is great. You see this kind of a thing all the time, throwing the daggers. It's good too. Hulk Hogan. What the heck? And then he fights Spider-Man. And look at that. Isn't that a great shot? I mean, it's just like classic comic stuff. I love this. Look at that. Bang. And these two, I think Spider-Man's supposed to be, of course, more agile, but he's no slouch. And his luck, he gets away with a little bit more than it. This is the great Spider-Man position right here. Great shot. This is some good old school stuff. That's actually good rendering here. I don't know who did that. That hand right there is really nice. His hands. That was reference from a photo. You can tell. Good dog. This is a fun kind of great little shot there. So this is a chick that we learned in the early episode, like kind of has befriended Longshot. Here they are. Now they're here on Earth. And he's like, where is he? You know, because he's looking for him. He's a slave. I don't like that. Then we go into this kind of a message about weapons and guns and how mankind is used guns to destroy the Earth in ways. And then where he's from, his planet, they've done the same. And it's kind of interesting. Great stuff, though. I'm a big fan of this Art Adams. We should do some more Art Adams of his more recent stuff. He did these short stories for ABC Comics about this space princess warrior chick. I can't remember. I want to say it's like Athena, something like that. We should look into that. The only problem is this paper, which I have a nostalgic love for it, but just looking at art, if I want to like show a video with you guys, you just lose the line quality because the printing is so crappy and the lines are so thin when it's reduced at the size. It's just hard to freaking see. So I think there's some magic here that we might be missing. But even that said, some great stuff. It's great rendering. Great positioning. Still holds up today. You don't see panels, by the way, like this. This is 6 across. You don't see this that much, but this ability to compose these as images is a real challenge to know what to put in here. Very well done. And then these are great, upshots, snail's view, stuff. These are all really great. And this here, the perspective, the city that he had to draw. He had to draw a whole freaking city. Plus he draws them looking down in this position. That's a challenging shot. And this is beautiful. Look at this. Her dancing with these hands. Look how well done those hands are. And then you have him with his hands. And he's got these kind of spider-like fingers that are really well done. And the foreshortening of the hand into the forearm, into the bicep. This is quality drawing. This is what they said. And they said, oh my gosh, this guy draws. This guy's doing it. Great mouth. Look at that. Just showing the depth of that mouth. So, this is maybe lacks to be desired, some of these little things. And there's a lot. Look at that. Just a lot of lines, a lot of stuff going on. That looks like McFarlane, dude. I'm sorry. That's a McFarlane face. So he's got these little moments of genius, and then he goes to this McFarlane kind of cartoonish way. But that looks really great too. So we won't spend the whole time talking about this, but yeah, I wanted to share this with you and thought this is definitely worthy of discussion. You could find this in trade somewhat easily. It's probably out of print, but I bet it's on eBay, and I bet it's like at your local shop, and it's definitely worth reading for that kind of old school 80s Marvel. And there's some great drawings. There's some great, look at that. Just great cape, man. Just like great stuff to use in a scrap file, to kind of look at different panels. The composition is well done. The silhouettes against that is really well done. Really well done book. Deserves the accolades it got at the time it was considered. Look at this. Great last panel. Yeah. Great inking. That's a great picture. Really well done. Yeah. Definitely a great book. So there you go. That's my take on Longshot. Thanks you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel and subscribe and all that. Have a good one, guys. Bye.